April gardening is a race against time around here. It's spring, but summer heat is right around the corner. I'll show you how I cope with my April gardening to-do list, from dodging early heat waves to managing pests. Plus, we'll dive into the heat-loving vegetable seeds I'm planting now for summer. Welcome to Calendula's Garden. I'm in Growing Zone 9B. Make sure to like and subscribe for more garden ideas and tips. First, let's harvest our cool weather greens. This is an Asian variety of mustard. The warm weather has made it go to flower. So not only will this be great for dinner, but it will make space for new seedlings that will be ready for the warm weather. I'll save the roots for composting. Alright, let's move our garden grow bags to the cooler north side of the yard. There, they will get afternoon shade and I can keep growing veggies in them. So this is the north side of the yard. You can already totally tell the difference. Lots of dapple shade. The light's way less intense. So this will get most of my veggies through the summer. Easy peasy. Okay, let's get these grow bags into their new home. These are, I believe, 10-gallon garden grow bags. I intentionally dried them out so it'd be easy to move. And then I'll water them in and trim back the spent broccoli rab plants. But for now, let's go ahead and cut back this older collard and parsley that's just overgrown. Alright, let's take a look at our bags in a new spot. And we're going to check our compost tumbler. The compost in here is basically done, so our next task will be to empty this compost tumbler, and then we'll move it over to the other one, and then that way we can get more bags on that existing drip line and even out this garden. Now that our lows are above 50s, it's time to prune our semi-tropicals like moringa and Mexican sunflower. With the warmer weather, they can recover quickly and put on new growth. We just want this to bush out rather than shooting straight up. And I come in and trim. There we go. These mini chainsaws are my new favorite tools for a quick cleanup around the garden. I'll put a link to everything I'm using in the description. So that takes care of our Mexican sunflower. Let's trim back this moringa next. So I've been working on this brush pile all spring as I've been cleaning up. Let me show you. So we got a lot here. But this is great. I got some sawhorses to help me break it down so I can fill up a couple more big grow bags and then use the rest for mulch. And I took some cuttings from our large stands of sugarcane and I threw them in this kiddie pool of cocoa peat. Let's get them the root. Let's see how they're doing. See how this. Oh, yep. Looks like we got something going on. All right, good. Awesome. All right, let me get the girls back up. There are quite a few in here. We're going to be making a privacy hedge, or really honestly thickening up the privacy hedge. All right, let's get these cupboards back up so it doesn't turn into a giant litter box. All right. And here's one sugarcane section that I already potted up and is ready to be transplanted. And here's the pond. The water looks a bit murky. I think the turtle and frogs were hibernating over winter in some of the pots. So I'm going to put in these little bundles of barley straw to try and help clarify the water naturally. And here are our seedlings already hardened off and ready to go into the garden. They include sunflowers, melons, squash, cucumbers, and some tomatoes. And I already transplanted our pigeon pea seedlings on the west side of our small citrus trees for shade and wind protection. All right, this 100-gallon garden grow bag has a ton of spent collards and kale. These are cool weather greens. They've already flowered and are setting seed. We're going to try and turn this bed over quickly. So we want to go ahead and remove these, and that'll make space for warm weather veggies like okra and melons. We're turning this bed over fast, so we're going to go with high nitrogen chicken manure. Same with this 100-gallon grow bag. I've already removed the spent greens, and I'm adding a chicken manure to refresh it quickly. And I'll probably plant tomatoes in here because they haven't grown in this bag before. So you can do crop rotation in your containers to help keep pests under control and keep your nutrient cycle healthy. Strawberries blooming and setting, nasturtiums blooming. The last heat wave absolutely annihilated the snow peas. But I went ahead and put our chicken manure down. I think we're gonna have tomatoes in there. It's interesting because in the ground, these guys survive, so it's much cooler in there. Their other 100-gallon grow bag with sweet potatoes. They're loving the hot weather. And I think they are just happy to be out of that plastic bin. And here's the other one. This is, I believe, purple sweet potato, or from the store, it was, I think they called it purple yam. But it's a sweet potato. Look at those leaves, new growth. Absolutely loving this. So I mentioned tomatoes going in one of those bags. We have seedlings that are hardened off and ready to go. Just keep the succession. We just picked our first red tomato, and we keep our succession planting going. These were started a couple of weeks ago, and of course, the time frame speeds up as it gets warmer for these guys. Pretty excited. Also have papaya, a hot weather, equivalent to a hot weather cilantro, sunflowers, more flowers, marigolds and zinnias, basils. These are in their primary, so they need to be potted up and pinched back. Okay, we got enough growth there. More tomatoes. And these are herbs. So, sishu, our Korean perilla. More saltwort, summer savory, Mexican tarragon. We're just going full on with the seeds starting this year. Stuff is just too expensive. And especially since I want to do this section growing, it's just easier. And I think the plants are healthier, honestly, because I just grow them here in my yard. They're not like shocked by my blazing hot yard. There's a baby sage. Pretty neat. All right, let's get some seeds started. Before heading in and starting some seeds, let's check on our mulberries, and we'll talk about pest and pest control. Then we'll get into our hot weather seed starting. This is our 2-year-old Shangri-La mulberry tree. It's had a lot of fruit this year, and it's already starting to ripen, and I love the giant leaves. And this is our Pakistan mulberry, much larger fruit. Have not started ripening yet. It looks like it did some self-thinning. I saw some dried up, unripe fruit on the ground, but it held even through some crazy windstorms. And our dwarf everbearing mulberry. Smaller fruit, but they're always the first ones completely ripe. It's always a very reliable tree. I really appreciate this tree. And beautiful. First one to put on leaves as well in spring. All right, getting into pest control. So it looks like this year is going to be a big one for aphids. I haven't seen a lot of ants around. They usually go hand in hand, but I did plant a lot of dill and flowers, not only for the amazing smelling and tasting dill, but these always attract a lot of beneficial insects that will prey on the aphids. So you can see they just picked this one out of the hedge of dill, and we already have ladybugs, and I have seen a lot of lacewings around as well. So mosquitoes are already starting to show up, so I'm putting down BT bits as well as incense for seeding areas. When ants show up, we will be ready. These traps have always been the most effective. There is farmland in our area with cows, so flies can become overwhelming if you don't catch them early. And last year, our dogs did get stung in the face a few times by wasps trying to eat those spicy Cheetos. So these are the best non-spray option. And later on, we saw birds picking up the dried wasps. I remember there was something about one of the potting soil mixes being infested. I have a feeling I may have used one of those bags. This is a lot. I'm used to getting a few, but I feel like this is more than my local beetle population could produce. Look at this. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I don't know if these had an impact on the potatoes. Who knows? But I know I can sprout some more for next year. Alright. These will probably go in that pond. There's so much fish in there and a turtle that loves these things. So they'll get to have those. Alrighty. So that was supposed to be our sweet potato harvest last year, and this year we're not playing around. I went ahead and picked up the triple threat package from Arbico of beneficial nematodes. So not only will this take care of grubs, but it looks like they also work on a variety of pests, as well as flies and ants. So I should not have to use those disposable traps for long. And sometimes the sun comes on early around here, so always have shade cloth on hand. This time of year it doesn't need full shade, it's usually just the west side. And here are our seeds for this season. I will be planting these immediately, and some are already going. And these are all of our warm weather, sun-loving veggies for the summer and hopefully into fall. Alright, thank you for watching and happy gardening. Catch you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe.